Oh, yes, it's that Friday feeling. Yes, it's that festive Friday feeling. Just a few sleeps to Christmas. If you're into that sort of thing, I am, so I get excited. I hope you get excited as well. And what have we got today? Yes, we are continuing with the Balsa playing the Sinbad. So without further ado, or chit-chat, or anything else, here we go. All right then, so we're at the bench once again, about to carry on with this wonderful plane, the Sinbad. Yes, Sinbad the sailor. He flew a plane. And he called it Sinbad. Right, little thing. So we have got to do it's the towel. It's called the towel tip table. If I can show you on there, it's this piece here. There's a few pictures. I think there's that one and that one. I think there's something else as well. Now it's basically where the wing fits onto the fuselage. It's held on by rubber bands. As you can see, here's the fuselage. And it balances on this bit here. Now, the trouble is, there's two bits here, and they haven't been chamfered at all, and they kind of fit on there like so. But as you can see, it's not a tight fit, and there's no real directions on how high this should go, and the picture's not that clear. And yeah, so now I was toying with the idea of putting some balsa along here and along here in the same configuration as this small kind of like V, if you like to call it, and then it'll be a nice seating bed, so I'll be around height. But I also thought that the good idea would be as the wing sits on here, if you look at the I think you can't see it actually. Is it out of shot? Let me just see if I can zoom out a bit more. No, I can't. You can just see it here. It's there, trust me. The wings sit on it, so I think the best thing to do would be to build the wings and then seat this on the wings so I get the exact position, because obviously if I get it too high or too low, it's going to be a big change in the way the aeroplane behaves. It's quite a surprise at that, really, that there was no sort of like reinforcement here, you know, sort of like where you could put it, but it's just literally you know, tippy-sorry, and you know, sort of a millimetre each way would make a lot of difference. As you can see here, I did start to sand it down, to clean it up, because obviously these are kind of jagged edges here, so you can still bit a bit on there. So I need to cover it all down, so like this, it's all nice and smooth. You can just see that's all nice and smooth, ready for covering. Oh, I think one of my lights went out somewhere. I think my light's gone a bit weird over there. I'll have to have a look at it. I don't know. Anyway, let's change the plans and let's build a ring. No, let's build a wing. Alrighty, so the wing. Okay, let's go and down below. Now I have cut out the pieces for the wing. Hopefully you can see all this. These are so light, they really are. But you've got like some B1s. So they all kind of sit like so. So I'll just quickly whiz them out. B1s. Now I changed over my surface, the drawings, and a gentleman, and I've forgotten his name, I do apologise, but I can't remember off the top of my head, said, you know, instead of plastic sheeting, try cling film, which I've done, but don't tell the wife. Ooh, she'd be after me. Yeah, I can't find my plastic sheeting anyway, so I used a bit of cling film, so stuck it over with some Blendem so it's tight. Lovely jubbly. Anyway, back to my B1s. B1s, oh, I've done a B7 over there, by the way, sorry. And then you've got a B3, B4, B5, a B6, B1, B1, and there should be a B2, to be or not to be. This is the question. Oh yes, Hamlet. Where's my B2? Come on, own up. B2. I lied. I didn't cut it out. Here we go. Now we've got our B2s, all there and there. And then we've got our leading edge, which goes on at the end. So it's a bit, yeah, a bit confused me. Now what has confused me is, as Paul Heckams would say, no dihedral brace. Yes, there's no dihedral brace. So, and in the manual, in the Bible, if I could show you this, so there's the dihedral, but there's no brace. And it doesn't say anything about the dihedral. Right, so, yes, so we've got two of the, where are we? Yes, we're back here. We've got two leading edge to glue down. Am I zoomed out as far as I can? No, yes. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Two leading edge, and then we've got a centre spar. I presume it's a spar. So these are the ribs. I believe they're ribs anyway. Rib holder, and then you got the trailing edge and leading edge. So these are pretty okay, and they basically, like the other ones, if I show you, I'll show you on the iPhone. So hopefully I might need just do a bit of jiggery pokey with the old sandpaper, but yeah, they all kind of clip in like so. And then you've got that edge there, if you can just see it clicky there. That's where we've got some, I've got a sheet. Gosh, I've got a sheet of balsa that I've got to cut down that fits in there and then curves round to that edge. Just goes to this edge here. And then you've got a sheet of balsa up a zoom comes to this edge here, over to this edge. And then my leading edge then gets, all fingers and thumbs, then gets stuck on the front there, and I sand it down and make it look like a wing. So, as I say, you don't need to save time really. You don't need to say, because obviously it's the same method as I did before. I'm going to pin this to the surface, to the design, whatever you call it. Oh golly gosh, my words fail me all the time. Onto the plans, yes. So I'm going to pin that, glue that. While that's drying, I'm going to stick all these ribs in, and then we will then offer them up into here. I will use one to make sure that they all fit nicely and all dry fit, and then white glue them, and then we'll come back and show you. I'm sure you don't want to sit here looking at me putting some ribs in. You'd rather be going and have a cup of tea. All right, back in the room, and here we go. Look at that, fantastic. Oh, all our ribs. So basically it looks like a rib cage. Does it fit? There you go. It's very, very, very delicate. Not for my caveman hands. And I did, on that end, I pushed too hard and it snapped. But that's all right, because I was able, because the way it snapped was nice. So it oozed it back into itself again and connected itself. And I was able to super glue it and then white glue it all. And it's all been white glued, not super glued, so it's plenty of flexible. Okay, let's have a look at the overhead cam. Here you can see, here I've done our trailing edge, is it? Yes, trailing edge. And that's there, they can come off, they're all done, and we'll leave them in. That's all lovely doubly and in the way. Not in the way, together, should I say. As you can say, it's not all done at Friday. This is done an hour here and an hour here, an hour there, just because it's quite a lot to do. So, I'm tired today, so excuse me. Yes, I know. This has all got to fit in here before I do anything else. Yeah, so this is what we're going to do. So basically, I'm just going to... Here, I've got some glue here. I think it's probably out of shot. You can't really see that. There you go. I've got my glue, and all I'm going to do is just... I've used a bit of scrap piece of balsa, and I'm just going to just get some glue and do each side. Not mega amounts, because obviously you're going to stick into the floor, but enough that it's going to stick, hopefully. You know, I can get the excess. So this 5-minute dry, so it's going to give me enough time to do them all, so I don't have to bend it around. Now, instead of test fitting, what I did is I got the same piece of balsa, the same balsa sheet that this came out of, and used a scrap piece just to go in each of the holes, because I found that on this last rib it was a bit tight, and that's why I broke it, because I pushed it too hard against itself. So even though it clicks in lovely, sometimes it's so fine tolerances that you just need to spread the balsa a little bit to say here we go, and then hopefully these will go in lovely and fit. Balsa is so got to be gentle. Whole new ball game for me building like this. you know, I'm a bit of a caveman really. So when it comes to doing balsa, you've got to be really gentle. Find the inner gentle self, and just think about what you're doing when you're pushing. Yeah, that's what I'm finding anyway. So hopefully this is going to go in nice. But this wing is so light. It really is light and fluffy. Fluffy! Yes, we like fluffiness. So hopefully I'm going to get that one. I can leave the last one because that kind of glues on itself. It hasn't got like a little hole. I'm hoping you can see me doing all the holes. I'm probably not positioned the best. Let's see if I can move that bit a bit. There you go. Sorry about that. It's trying to find a decent camera position that's not the overhead cam, but the semi-overhead cam. Now, just for giggles, I'm just going to just do the ends of these. The ends of the ribs. Am I showing that in shot? No, once again, I'll do it in this. I have to remember, I do look at videos sometimes and you say, yeah, I can't see what you're doing, and it's like you just do forget that sometimes you're out of position. You know, we haven't got camera people. It'd be nice if we did. It's so scary moment of mine. Every time I pick it up, you know, like, I don't know if you was a kid and you know, someone said to you, don't scratch your brand new shoes. What'd you do? You go and scratch them. Just because you're being so careful that you end up scratching them. Okay, right, okay. So while this is gluing, so if I just get over these holes, hopefully these should push in nicely. So I'm going to push them in a little bit in each of them, and then I'll make them go home. Go home! Oh, it's so scary. Oh, so scary. Get in there. That one's a bit. That's it. And then I've got to put some sort of weight on to keep these down. That's it, there we go. Oh. Okay, these are the balsa seems really weird. Some seem thinner than others, even though it's off the same sheet. It's like that one seems. Now they all go pushed to the bottom and pushed in, pushed in, pushed in. Just make sure that's in. It is, because you actually shape this. So what I might have to do, I might have to put a couple of pins just to keep it forward. If that makes sense, missus. So what I'll do, I'll probably get some enormous pins, and I'm just going to push this, and then I'm going to put this right there, just in case it feels like popping out any time a moment. Put that in there. It all looks like it's lining up well anyway, so I'm happy about that. This one I'll put a weight on. See that popping it up and down there? We'll put a weight on that. Wait a minute! Ha! Wait up. Here it is. Where's my block? You stay down. There we go. In fact, I'll just for fun of it, just put it across a couple of them. Let's just make sure this is pushed in, which it is, and I'm going to push it in the corner. And I'll do that last one in a minute. In fact, I'll do that now. So I'm just going to push that in there. Hopefully it's a little bit too much glue. Should probably stick to the. It'd be interesting to see actually how it comes up with the cellophane. I'm just going to put that to the edge to keep it there, which it's nice. And then we've got a piece to put on the end here, but I'll wait. But all this seems to be, these seem to be nice and pushed down. To say it's all got to be shaped, which is going to be hilarious. I'll tell you, if this flies, it'd be a miracle. That's all pushed down, lovely. There's a bit of glue there that's spewed out. I don't want to go too much on the, so I'll never get the plastic off. Well, I probably will. We'll soon find out. There you go. Look, that's so exciting. Is that one a bit? Yeah. Let's put you on there. You stay over there. I've got another couple of blocks. I find it so good. I've got another couple coming. But it just so helps. It'd be nicer. But these, where they're kind of tight fitting, then they go in there nice. It all looks level at the back, which is good, where it should be. So we're going to let that to dry. I'm going to give it more than it should do. I mean, it's only 5 minutes, but I'm going to give it sort of 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then, yeah, I've got to cut a piece of sheet that go across here. Oh, one more thing I forgot to say. It has got the dihedral, so the last rib is slanted, so that gives you the dihedral. When they both will both be like that, it'll be like that. Alrighty, so we're back in the hangar, and things have dried. I've taken the blocks off. Here I put on B7, which is basically sticking to the end, and then I just put my block there just to make sure it didn't go disappearies. Now we have an end piece. So let's get rid of these blocks a second. We have an end piece wingtip B10 that fits on here. Fits it on there, so you can just about see it on there. You have to excuse us. The camera's still. It's one of these things. You either get close or you don't get close. And you know, it's a wing. And then obviously that's going to be shaped down when we shape the trailing edge. It's got to be sort of like angled to follow the ribs. But I don't want to put that on first. Now they supply a couple of these sheets. Let's go to the phone. They supply a couple of these sheets and a few more actually. It's a bit, yeah, but that's fun. That's fine. Now I only need to, there's a ridge here, and I only need to go up to the edge because we do have a leading edge that needs to be sanded down that does fit on here. Obviously I'll wet this or steam it so it's a bit more pliable to be bent around the corner there. But so you have like a sheet that goes on the top and also a sheet that goes on the bottom, and then they've got this little corner here. Now what I thought I might do is put this underneath here like so. So if I can I'll take these pins out so they don't need to push, because it was just make sure this was tight. If I put, this is I really don't know what to do, so I'm just going with the flow. Alright, okay, so I've done what I did. Let's go to full size side cam. Yes, there you go, got a different picture. Hello. Yes, so it's kind of the side cam. So you'll probably be able to see better what I'm doing, sorry. Right, so here you can see I've pinned, I pushed this, so basically what I've done on the bottom is I've pushed it to this ridge. So that's kind of pushed in. And then I just pushed this spare balsa around and pinned it in onto the curvature. And then I started to cut around here. Now I'm on the final pass, so in fact that is passed, that is cut. So I've done about 3 passes. I was going to do it with a pencil, but I decided not to. So let's just pull the pins out. So they seem to be. I put the pins in with the pliers, of course, just in case the end broke. So I think it was either Mark or Cliff that said, "Oh yeah, you'll put a hole in your finger or something." It's kind of making me a bit scared for them. So I use me pliers. There we go. So I've got to remember that's my spare bit of balsa, and I've also got to remember it's got holes in it. Right. So I better not put it in my boat now. I did score this, so I will carry on scoring to that edge. There you go. And then if I just bring this, you probably can you see this bit of it? I think you can. Can you? I don't know. You get the idea. So I'm just going to bring this in across there, and hopefully, he says, there's a bit of where I decided to cut a couple of bits there, but it's going to be sanded down anyway on that edge. This is why I left a thing, because I know what I'm like. So I went across with a square, and I went along like a train to make sure that everything's flush. If it hits something, then I'll just sand it down a bit, and then it's all flush. Now this has got to be go. It will be go. I've done that right to the edge there. I'm hoping. Oh, see that's a bit. It's not. Oh dear. See already that's kind of not how I wanted it to be. I've got a gap. I don't know. It's obviously one of the ribs is pushing. It's not quite as far back as possible. But what I'm going to do, I'll do it off camera. I'm going to make sure I can get a straight edge all along here, just in case there's any that are not in line, as they say, for some reason, where the ones move forward a little bit, or whatever. But anyway, so what I've got to do is I will glue this top edge all the way along. Then I will stick this and hold it down with my bits of whatever I've got, or I might even be able to put some of my clips, and then once that's totally dry, I'll leave that a good, or better put it the right way as well. I'll leave that for a good 15 minutes dry time, Oh yes, so everything is a dry and everything is connected. Yes, I've got my underside and I've got my top side, both sides of the leading edge. Now, here's a couple of pictures. So this is what I had to do for the top side, which had the curve. That made sure that everything was hunky-dory. And then we've got the bottom side that I use like the clamps and bits and pieces to hold it down. Now, trouble is with the holding the clamps down, I think this is still allowed this to move. But I was worried because I had to push back onto these, onto the ribs. So when I had it down on the ground, in fact, let's go to the overhead cam now. When I had her on the ground, you know, I needed her to be flat before I glued it, but I didn't. Now, because of that, I think there's a lift on either side. As you can see, she's kind of a bit wobbly. If I've got both sides down, she's, you know, I think there's a twist, so, a slight twist in this. So if we come back to the big cam, front info cam, there's a slight twist. So if I put sort of a straight edge, well, this is not really straight because it's got knobbles on, but if I hold it in the middle, you'll see there's a flare and a flare. Now this is basic. I've got to put the this long piece on the leading edge, and then it will sand down to the contours of the wing. When I do this, I need to make sure that I manipulate it so it is straight. So I'll put clamps on here when I'm clamping down, and obviously I've got to make sure I've got to get like I've got like a long ruler, should we call it. And I'll put that against there to make sure that I'm square before the glue dries. That's how I think I'm going to get out of it. If I was going to do this again, I would have done the bottom first, which I will do on the other wing. The bottom first, then the top first, because that would be easier to manipulate and make sure it's where it should be. So if you do make one of these, make sure that you do the bottom first. But yeah, it's all. I did sand it down. I did use my plane. Just because one of the edges was slightly raised, which is still a bit raised actually. I'm going to do that there actually. Just I could just see that. I just see this. I do love this. It's so nice. There you go. There it is. And then I'll just. There you go. Ha! All nothing a bit live. Yes. And then I use my. I got like a long, whatever it's called, my perma grip, a long one, and I just went over the edge to make sure that it's all flat, because they all need to meet the ends of the ribs there. They all do. There's a couple. I had a bit of a disaster. No, well, disaster. But when I was clipping this, for some reason, these three here, if you can see them. Yeah, what happened is that they're squished down. It's so you know, maybe I do need to try and find a lighter clip, a very light clip, which was really annoying. But that's okay. Hopefully, I'll do the same on both wings. I'll just get some of my balsa, where are we? I've got some thinner stuff, but the balsa that I was using to hold everything on, I'll just put little fillets or inserts, or whatever you like to call it, just next to there, glue them in, just so it's secure. Yeah. So the next thing I've got to do is I do put the leading edge on, and then the trailing edge has got to be shaped, so it's got to follow the rib to a certain extent. You probably want about, I don't know, it doesn't really say on there, but you need to leave some meat there anyway to keep the strength. And then once all that's done, then I'll put the I can leave it clipped wing, and then I'll put my wing edge, whatever you like to call it. Oh god, my brain's gone now. So yes, so this is still Thursday. A couple of hours in the hangar. I do want to build the other wing, not on the camera, just so I could put them together and get the curvature correctly, so it's all the same as I'm making them. They become a pair, an equal pair, as to say. So I'm going to get that done. As I say, I've done enough. I think a lot of it's to sand now. I'm going to leave that down because I'm just going to sanding and chatting. You don't want that. Yeah, so it is December and it's getting very close to Christmas. In fact, it's just a few days away. So tomorrow, I'm off now, so hopefully we can get some stuff done. I don't think I'm going to get this built before Christmas, that I was really hoping to. But I've got to sand it all down, prep it, get it all done. And we've still got to build the tail section and cover it, and electronics. So yeah, and there's a couple of other videos that I want to do in between the holiday period. So, golly gosh, my wife's not going to see me. I'm going to be in the hangar. I'm sure she'll be happy. But tomorrow she might need me, so we'll see. Yeah, so I'll see what I could do this evening, and then when I do the quick video intro for the RC, the Friday feeling, we'll see what I've done, or if I've done anything. If not, it'll just be a hello. It's really windy in the UK today in December. I think it's the 21st today. The Thursday, and it's like 65-mile-an-hour gusts and all that sort of horrible stuff. Bit too windy to do anything this weekend, I think. And plus, obviously, it's Christmas Eve. If you celebrate Christmas Eve is on the Sunday. So yeah, so it's going to be a crazy weekend. But if you can get out and find yourself half an hour or whatever, get anything RC, even if you're doing flying indoors, which is a preferable thing to do, then get out there and go and do it. Do it while you can, do it in Joe. See if you can do anything on the 2023 before that. The New Year's coming, and change it to 24. See what we can do. I'm going to see what I can do. I did look at Boxing Day. Boxing Day looks like a great day at the moment. Who knows? We could do a Boxing Day special. Get out there and fly. You know, the better half has to work on that day. So yeah, maybe. We never know. Fingers crossed. Anyway, if you can get out and do anything all across the world, that is, you know, might be sunny tomorrow, so you can get out there and fly and everything else. But if you can't, do something in the hangar. Get some RC cars, RC some boats, quads, whatever you can do. But enjoy the radio control feeling, and it is that Friday feeling that you feel. So until then, be safe, keep safe, but most of all, have that fun. Listen, thanks for popping by, and don't worry, we'll have a little thing before Christmas. Oh yes. Bye bye.